Greetings and salutations, Tube Dwellers. This is your host, the Mad Bag, with another Starcraft 2 commentary. I'll be commentating a game I recently played via replay this time. No 1 vs 1 first-person shenanigans. It is a 1 vs 1 match. It is a Terran vs Protoss. I am the Protoss that participates. And Mr. Ion Prime is the Terran who participates. Let's see his ladder rank. Ooh, 12, and he's actually jumped. I played this game about a week ago. I don't remember everything that happens. I remember generally how it goes. But parts of the game are going to be a surprise to me. Playing them once again, after having played them initially. So here we spawn on Antigua Shipyard. I'm your blue Protoss in the top right. Ion Prime will be your red Terran in the bottom left. Antigua Shipyard is a game where 3-base play is very, very popular. Your third base is locked in pretty tight. It's got destructible debris on the back end of it. It's also got a kind of small choke that points right to your naturals choke. These are very close together, so it's really easy to keep army positioning right here and protect both of them. However, that does open your main up to harass, which you see quite often in this. You can drop behind the smoke even. You can drop way back here. Terran, that's a very commonly used strategy against Protoss. Sometimes you can even just drop and pick off little things like pylons, just keeping your drop close to your army with this wall and keeping low ground positioning, protecting your force that way. I'm going to open up with a 9 pylon. I wouldn't expect anything else if I was doing something cheesy. Maybe a 10 pylon 11 gate over here if I was doing something proxy, but I'm not going to do that. You see the Terran is going into the barracks. It looks like it was normally timed. It's just a couple seconds in and he's at 13 food. That means it likely went down on 12 food. Should allow him to get his orbital command right around that 15 mark. And notice we don't have a gas yet for him. My gas, though delayed, is going to come right up. I did spend 2 chrono boosts on my Nexus before getting the gas. And anytime I choose to go macro, this kind of goes for any matchup, although it happens most commonly in the Terran versus Protoss matchup. Anytime I choose to go macro, I will always chrono boost twice on my Nexus before getting the assimilator, which pushes it back to late 14, maybe 15. And then I'll normally chrono boost again sometime right in here to get more probes going, maybe just after I get this core down. We still see no gas from the Terran though, which means, oh, what is this? He is going way past his optimal amount there, the orbital command is. At 17, I've seen people wait till 16 to do it, simply because the 15th SCV finishes a little bit before the barracks, so some people like to say, well, you've got a little bit of production time on the 16th SCV, why not go ahead and make it? And I don't know, I normally subscribe to that, although my Terran is far from refined. He went one deeper and then got the orbital, so that's a little strange. It looks like he's going to slap this expansion out immediately. That lack of gas indicates that. Now I haven't seen the lack of gas. I just saw his front, I scouted late, and just saw the barracks completed, so got out immediately. And it looks like he's going to do his due diligence. Do the do-dill, and he is going to scout me out there. Now looks like I'm doing a kind of particular build, where I block myself at 26 food, and yes, this is intentional, just to squeeze out my Nexus, and then the pylon, the second stalker, and the other workers. This allows me to get up to 22 workers, and then have a zealot and a stalker. The stalker will allow me to chase his scout away, and my timing on putting the Nexus down could not have been better, because he did not see it. He saw the Nexus, he saw this Nexus, of course, so saw my energy count, and just saw 1 gateway and a gas, which doesn't tell him a whole lot. I could be doing quite a bit, and here you see his response. This is a smart response regardless, but he's going to throw a bunker up, and it looks like I'm going to be a troublemaker with that first zealot. I'm going to pick off the Marine that was outside of his base that hunted my probe down. And it looks like I'm going to be even more of a pain in the butt with the first Zealot and Stalker. Sometimes as Protoss you can get away with this, especially if they're doing a gasless expand. That means they definitely won't have a Marauder. Sometimes you can get up here before this bunker's done and pick off a couple Marines. It looks like I'm going to try for it. He's got the good control though. He's not going to let it happen. He's watching. And the bunker just finishes. I probably could have focused the SCV there and stopped that from happening, and then caused a little bit more trouble, but he could have pulled 3 or 4 SCVs and held me off anyway. Oh, and here you see the follow-up, a very common one. Was that another bunker? I think it was. I think he was worried when this one wasn't getting done. That's actually really smart. I like to see stuff like that. I like to see that second bunker too. Just my little bit of pressure's got him thinking defensive, which I like. That's good. That's safe play. Looks like I'm going to follow up with some gateways after this Nexus. Now, I believe I use a version of this build that I think is faulty, but that a lot of times I can get away with. And that's skipping a robo. I really like to go chargelot, archon, high templar against Terran and Protoss versus Terran. But that almost, you can't play against Terran unless you have detection. So you almost always want to get about 3 gateways and a robo. Sometimes you'll do the expansion and then slap the robo out. Sometimes you do the expansion, slap 2 gateways and then the robo out. But generally you don't delay the robo because you can't really get a great read on whether or not he's going Banshees unless I do something like get hallucination. And even then it might be too late if I'm not already going down the robo tree to begin with. But you can't see if he's going Banshees, and if he does, it basically just kills you whenever you're doing gateway stuff like this. I do normally get a Forge with this, which would allow me to reactively throw a cannon down, but that would likely take too long. He would probably kill me if he went Banshees, and I didn't sniff it out. I don't remember exactly what made me think it, but I kind of felt like I had a read where I didn't think he was going to go Banshees very quickly. Maybe this expansion made me think it. Terrans rarely go Banshees after an expansion, just because that makes the timing so late that a lot of Protoss do have that robo. So because of those little metagame norms, a lot of times I cut the robotics facility out of this build and just go straight to Zealots, go straight to getting +2 armor, and I'll probably whip out Charge and High Templar pretty quick. And if you cut the robo out, you can do High Templar on 2 base. A lot of times I'll do a 1 or 2 arc arm push just because it'll surprise Terrans. They don't expect you to do that, so they won't have ghosts, which is what they need. They might even have a couple proactive Vikings they made before you got Colossi, just anticipating that you'll make Colossi. Because a lot of Terrans do this right here. They put their starport on a reactor so they can double make medevacs or Vikings. Mine kind of sidesteps that though. If he invests in that, I didn't, and I can normally push his poo in kind of forcibly. Overall though, as I was saying, I think this is a flaw in my build. I think I just need to not do this. I think I need to not rely on my builds and always go for the robo variation because of the Banshee vulnerability and then also drops. If I go robo, I'll have 2, maybe even 3 observers, and I can place them outside of my base in areas like this around the 3rd. This base is 3rd anyway, not my 3rd. Just to see drops coming in, and not having the robo disallows me from doing that. Let's take a look at some game state factors. We've got worker count, where you might expect it. 40 workers of the Terran to my 48. He does have 2 mules, so it evens it out. He may even have a higher mineral income. It looks like he doesn't, but he did just call this one down, so we might see it spike. Yeah, it's going up into the 14 range. So he's got a little bit better income than me, but nothing you wouldn't expect. And it looks like I'm staging to do this 3rd. Now, I wonder, am I going to do any kind of pressure with that? I do have +1 weapons coming up. Oh, I missed a battle out in the middle. I remember this though. I had a Stalker with 1 armor, and he had a totally unupgraded Marauder, and they killed each other perfectly. That doesn't happen unless the Stalker has that 1 armor. The Marauder normally wins out with just a touch of hit points left, with literally 1 Stalker shot left. And it looks like I retook the Xel'Naga Watchtower. It looks like I'm not feeling incredibly safe. Oh, with the clutch probe. And I even saw it and moved him, and now I'm going to try to get a proxy out. That was kind of interesting though. I wonder if he was just scouting for the proxy pylon. He must have been, which is really smart. When I saw the ships going over the drop ships, I assumed that he was moving out for a drop, but he was using them empty just to see on the high ground and see whether or not I had a proxy going. Really smart move by him. Not doing the drop too is smart, especially knowing that I saw it, seeing my probe go walking away. Oh, and it looks like I just poked up to check for his 3rd, saw that it wasn't there, but I'm going to lose that Stalker for it. That's not good. So another game state metric, our army counts, surprisingly, even with the 3rd down, and I want to see, okay, so he's invested in his 3rd too, it's just not way over here on his 3rd base yet. I've invested in my 3rd, so I was kind of expecting maybe a slight dip in minerals in my army. It looks like I may have just got my economy up a little bit faster than he got his up. I might have used chrono boosts. I'm sure I did, actually. I'm just not sure how much of an effect it had. I used chrono boosts early on to get my probe count higher faster than he gets his SCV count up, and I did it enough so that I even outproduced his mules. At least that's the way I interpret this slightly larger army, both in minerals and gas. I think that's a likely possibility. You can see the spending. I've spent about the same and everything except for more in army. We are catching up now. He's dead on me actually, but that's because I stopped for a while to go to my third base, and my third base is up a little bit ahead of his, but I would expect to see these probably pretty even with his regular muling. Those will be about right on. I like to see that the third base income is happening though. It looks like he's going to stem to escape, and that's smart given that I'm 1-1. He is 1 damage. His armor's about to finish. He's real close, and he's going straight for ghosts. Wow, I have to commend this Terran's response. A lot of times you'll see Terrans do that blind Viking thing. Maybe that's something I'm just used to facing because I face bad Terrans. It's down in the Diamond League. But given that he didn't, given that he's going straight for ghosts after getting a slight medevac count, that is actually awesome. And it looks like he's gonna. He knows he's out of position. For a second, I thought he was going to try to base trade, but no. It looks like he's going to try to defend and suck his third up and see if he can just hold out for me here at his natural. Now I'm all the way up in his natural. It looks like I've got a little bit of precarious positioning going. Oh, that archon actually did huge damage to me. He ran over some of those force fields, letting this force in. My zealots are doing nice damage to this other pack of infantry though that got trapped behind the force fields, and it looks like. I want to call that wash-ish, however, I'm sure that I lost more. I had a bigger army going into it, and we came out even. Yeah, I've lost almost 2,000 more than him. Because he was able to get this huge concave on me from 2 sides, it really just let him take the advantage of that fight. However, he did not take the advantage of the mining. His third was lifted off that whole time, whereas my third was here, apparently getting dropped. Ouch. I wonder, he lost everything in that drop. I think that was a Marauder and let's see, 6 Marines, and I think that was a warp in that stopped it. So it looks like we're gonna go back to a stability period here. We're stopping the aggro to try to get our economy back together. Totally understandable, especially given some of the crisis maneuvering he had to do. Looks like I'm reinvesting in the macro. Ooh, I like to see the High Templar. And the storm is finished, although their energy is not quite there yet. Holy macrobat, man. He has got the upgrades going. I've got 2 forges, but they are not going. Mistake! I've got the money for it right now, too. Those should be going and boosting. As a matter of fact, there they start. Level 2. He's way ahead of me on level 2. Ooh, and this is a big drop. This is a 3 medevac drop. That, it's going to take most of my army to engage that. And the nasty thing about these big drops in the main on this is, especially the way I've built my base, he's got a lot of natural walls here that can help protect his infantry from my chargelot army. So, oh man, just lack of foresight on something big here. Oh, and I'm sending some. That's not enough. That's not enough. What's going on? Okay, I'm relying on a warp in. Let's see how this goes. I've got a High Templar coming too. That is not enough though. It looks like I'm really expecting the pressure at the front in tandem with this. But the pressure at the front's not happening. Army counts say that we're about even though I engaged terribly before. Oh, the infrastructure. I had 2-2 going. Oh, he's going to take the Templar archives. No! Everything is falling apart. Oh, and he finally lifts off when I get the surround. It looks like I did get to take him out in the center. There was a little battle here with some of his forces, but I was able to trump it. Oh, but these upgrades are quickly getting out of hand. He's got 2-2 now, and I have been totally reset. Oh, it looks like I might get the damage. I actually would have rather gotten the armor if I could save one of them. My response there was less than ideal. Oh, and he's coming right back. It looks like I blinked in with my stalkers. And that's not quite going to work out in my favor. It's stalling him, though. He's not doing damage to my infrastructure while I'm slowly engaging him. And it looks like I'm trying to stage at the front for some... Oh, no way! Gets my +2 armor. Brutal. Okay, I'm going in. I'm feeling like I have to return the hurt. I know this is a desperation move. The surround, though, he leaves his forces there for just a little too long. Oh, and I barely clean up the drop. Oh no, but cleaning up the drop makes me not pay attention to my main army. It looks like I am going to retreat. That's good, but I have a feeling my infrastructure's kind of in a bad way. He's got more workers than me, but it's not a huge lead. With the mules, he doesn't have any out right now, but if he got mules, he could easily be over 2,000 resources, 2,000 minerals a minute income. That army count showing a slight favor on his side, and that's extra compoundedly nasty by that upgrade advantage he has. It looks like I'm trying to get the... Oh yeah, I'm definitely hitting up the infrastructure hard, trying to get things back in the swing. That was a number of gateways, and that upgrade, I can't say enough how much losing that upgrade hurt. It looks like because I'm behind, I'm expecting ninja expansions. The Forgotten Dropship, the Forgotten Factory. No ninja expansions from him though. He's kind of being safe. He's staying here. He's macroing up. We've had a couple close battles. He did some good damage to me. The thing about the kind of damage that he did, taking out production facilities and upgrade facilities, whenever you get in somebody's base and do that kind of damage, it hurts them the most in like 2 to 3 minutes. When you've been able to continue using your production facilities, but they haven't. Oh, the storms! Fools rush in and get stormed! Oh, can I save the High Templar? Just. That army count. Oh, it's way in his favor. I've got the storm, though. Can I do it? Can I do it with the storm? I really have no idea. Whoa, one ghost. He does not have cloak, so this is incredibly dangerous. A good stalker blink could pick that right off, and I do indeed have blink. I don't know if I've showed him blink yet. I think I have. I definitely didn't in the main a little bit ago when I said it was a blink. I think that was actually a warp in. Oh, that was a pretty decent EMP in that it got a lot of the meat of my army, but it didn't get the most important thing, the High Templar. Oh, and there's a decent storm. Where's the army now? The army is still heavily in his favor, but a lot of that is the macro rally that he's got back at his base. I guess there's a little bit of that for me too, that pack of zealots. Oh, but he's taken out all of my High Templar. That is not pretty. We see the worker advantage in his favor. We see the army advantage heavily in his favor. I am in a bad way, folks, and these ghosts are still on the map. I don't have any High Templar. It looks like I'm going to try for it, but I don't know. These zealots are just melting to this now 3-3 bio. His infantry are so powerful against everything I have. I don't have any kind of colossi on the way. I don't think I ever got a robotics facility. And I am at the end of my rope. Mostly Marauder force at this point, probably due to the storms wiping out a lot of those Marines. Not that it matters though, pulling the probes in desperation. Everything falls down in blue fire. Just a matter of time. Looks like I'm going to stiff it out to the bitter end. I'm going to have my High Templar perform the headbutt attack on the Marauders. Do as much damage as possible with their cranium. Oh, Ion Prime, you had my number throughout that entire game. Reacted perfectly to me going chargelot archon. I reacted very poorly to your 3 medevac drops. 3 medevacs, way more than most Terrans do. It was a little bit more than I thought. I thought my warp-ins could handle it. Nope, not quite. You got all the damage you needed done to my macro, done to my infrastructure. Economy breakdown shows we were spending about the same. He was getting resources a little bit better, which means overall he was spending better. He was spending more money faster, at least by the end of the match. There was that little period I was ahead, but obviously that didn't really matter. And yeah, you can see this is, I chrono boosted real hard on probes, and this is probably going to be the better view of it. It doesn't show it quite as well. Terran income tends to be a little bit spiky because of mules. No player, even at the pro levels, once you get 10 minutes and on, are perfect about having their mules come down exactly when they need them. So you'll see where they don't have mules, it'll drop off. Where they do have mules, it will peaks and valleys. I kind of expected to see me sprint out ahead a little bit earlier because I know I had, it looks like right here specifically, I did some focusing on chrono boosting on probes. And let's see, 800 range is one base. And I actually think this counts gas and minerals together, so it would actually be more like right around the 1,000 range would be one base income, and then about double that, so for 1,600, maybe a little bit on, is going to be your 2 base income. Full on saturation might get as high as like this 18, and then we've got thirds coming in. So there's the tale of my Protoss versus Terran, at least a match that didn't necessarily go my way. Tell me what you think, guys. If you got questions, ask them. I respond to pretty much all comments at this point still. I definitely read all. Any that have a question, I respond to. And thanks for watching. Look forward to more coming soon.